As the Boston basketball team progresses in its goal of winning the NBA title for the second consecutive time, unfortunately, we have observed an increase in the number of injury reports, with Jaylen Brown being the most recent player affected. He has already been absent from the court for 3 consecutive games. What exactly is going on with Brown, and when can we expect him to return in full form to help the team in their playoff journey? The rest of the regular season presents a challenging schedule, with several games on the West Coast. The only opponent that really deserves consideration is the New York team, which they will face later in April. Boston finds itself at a crucial moment as the playoffs approach, especially since they are not the best team currently in the Eastern Conference. It is crucial to ensure that everyone stays healthy, managing rest while continuing to rack up victories and avoiding future problems. With a player like Jaylen Brown, who has stood out throughout March, the expectations for the playoffs are high. However, injuries can alter the entire scenario. In the last 6 games, he is averaging about 20 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists, with a 40% shooting accuracy. His 3-point shooting percentage might not be ideal, but it's important to note that Brown has adjusted his focus, avoiding many long-distance shots and prioritizing his strength and ability to drive to the basket. With that in mind, what is really happening with Jaylen Brown, considering his remarkable performance in March? The shooting percentage known is not the most favorable, but it is clear that Jaylen Brown has slightly changed his style by not attempting as many three-pointers and instead using his strength and skill to drive. So, what is the real situation with Jaylen Brown? He was playing very well in March. We need to go back a few games. 4 games ago, he injured himself in the 3rd quarter against an opponent and did not return for the 4th period. After that, the Boston team issued a statement about the injury, informing that he was diagnosed with a bone contusion and a posterior pinching in his right knee. I'm not a doctor, and I won't pretend to understand what a posterior pinching is, but it certainly doesn't seem like a pleasant condition. He is expected to be out for the next 2 games and will be reevaluated on Monday. He has already missed 1 game against an opponent, and with more games ahead, how will this reevaluation go? For Jaylen Brown, this is quite frustrating. He was playing exceptional basketball in March and truly meshing with the starting lineup, which is not played together frequently. And it is exactly at this point that the situation gets complicated, as the team needs more playing time with this starting lineup, which has only played in 20 games of the 82 so far this season. It is essential for Brown to recover so that the starting 5 can have their last chances to mesh before the playoffs. Additionally, on a personal level, it is important to highlight that Jaylen Brown has already participated in 56 games and needs 9 more to become eligible for the All-NBA award. After the reevaluation, he will only have 11 possible games left, considering the visit next Monday. It's evident that this is not the number 1 priority for the team or for Jaylen Brown at this moment, but the frustration remains because he is having a brilliant season, coming off the Eastern Conference Finals and the Finals MVP award. He was truly starting to find his rhythm and has currently been overlooked in relation to last year's All-NBA selection, having not been part of it since 2023. It's a personal achievement that he may or may not want to share, but certainly desires to achieve, and he longs to recover to have the chance to conquer that. Brown is truly starting to find his rhythm, and he faced some disregard from the NBA team last year. Since 2023, he has not been selected for the All-NBA team, indicating that this is a personal recognition he aims to achieve, whether or not he openly admits it. His goal is to recover his health to pursue these individual goals while also contributing to the end of Boston's regular season. Overall, ensuring that Brown is in good form for the playoffs is the highest priority. I don't intend to downplay this in any way, but fortunately, the fact that he is undergoing reevaluation is a relief. It is a bone contusion, which is quite painful, but it could certainly be worse. It is crucial to avoid him being out of action as the season progresses, so it's wise to take the necessary time during the regular phase. The team is well ahead of the New York Knicks and a little behind the Cleveland Cavaliers, but what really matters is ensuring that Brown is healthy for the playoffs and does not feel discomfort in the coming weeks. Many are eager to see his best moments, and that excitement is shared, making it important to recognize his efforts. Will Boston manage to close the gap with Cleveland? Is this a competition the Celtics are still pursuing? This topic will be addressed soon, but before that, a brief mention of a sports app. For those who want to test their skills, it's a great opportunity to get involved with sports in over 30 states, such as California, Texas, and Georgia. The app is easy to use, allowing lineup creation. You just need to decide whether the players will exceed or fall below certain statistics to have a chance to win. It's a great way to enjoy sports. The baseball season is about to start, bringing new bets and opportunities. Expectations are high, and the season promises to be exciting. Is it possible that the Boston Celtics can really catch up to the Cleveland Cavaliers? Or is it just a remote aspiration? While we're accustomed to knowing what it feels like to be on top, we spent most of the NBA season at the bottom of the standings. The Eastern Conference has largely been dominated by Cleveland, and it is still somewhat difficult to track their performance. But the recent games have generated, as for you, an expectation that maybe Boston can still claim the top spot. In the last 5 games, nearing the end of the regular season, we noticed a change. Boston is performing great now, with an uninterrupted winning streak, 4 of those games being on the road. On the other hand, Cleveland, surprisingly, has lost 4 of its last 5 games, and they also played away. It is known that Cleveland is the strongest team playing at home in the NBA, while Boston stands out on the road. The reason Boston wants to catch Cleveland is to secure the advantage of playing at home. Cleveland does not show the same strength on the road, even with its key players fully healthy and playing. So, can Boston catch Cleveland, even being 5.5 games behind? The answer is yes. Will it be an easy task? The answer to that question is no. Fortunately, we are in a comfortable position against the New York Knicks. We are estimated to be about 7 to 8 games ahead of New York, although this number doesn't need to be exact. Can Boston catch Cleveland while still being 5.5 games behind? The answer is yes, but will it be easy? The answer to that is no. Fortunately, the team finds itself in a very favorable position against the New York Knicks. It is believed that we are about 7 to 8 games ahead of New York, without needing to be precise about this information. This allows the focus to remain on Cleveland, without major concerns about who is behind at this moment. With the last 10 games of the regular season, the team will need to maintain exceptional performance. As injuries begin to pile up, it's crucial to be cautious about how much athletes should be pushed and how much rest they should be allowed. This is a decision that the coaching staff will have to make as we move forward, because if Boston manages to secure the lead in the Eastern Conference, it will have a significant impact. The home court advantage is crucial for Boston and makes it much more challenging for teams like Cleveland, Orlando, Indiana, or New York, regardless of who the opponent is in the Eastern Conference. The good news is that Boston is on the right track to catch Cleveland. They are on a winning streak, while Cleveland has lost 4 of the last 5 games. It's not just about Boston winning all the remaining games. Cleveland also needs to keep losing, slipping down the standings. And considering Cleveland's current performance, despite the win against the Utah Jazz, a lot can change in the next 10 games. I don't want Cleveland to inspire fear because we are quite close to them, and even if we manage to get second place in the Eastern Conference, there will still be confidence in our squad. However, Boston needs to triumph in the next 10 games, and Cleveland must continue losing, which may be a bigger challenge than it seems. So, can Boston secure the top spot? Or am I just rambling? It's important to know everyone's opinion on this. It is considered possible, but it will depend on several factors to make it happen. It is recommended to share opinions in the comment section if this hasn't happened already. There is confidence in your potential, but different elements will be essential for this to happen. Staying updated on everything related to Boston Celtics basketball is crucial, as there are always new developments in this context. But before we continue, please remember to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest news about the Boston Celtics. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. The Boston Celtics have set the NBA world abuzz with surprising whispers about their star guard, Jrue Holiday, potentially being up for trade. After winning a second championship with the Celtics in 2024, many expected the 2-time NBA All-Star to be a cornerstone of their roster for years to come. However, rumors are now circulating that Boston may be looking to part ways with a highly regarded defensive maestro. Holiday, known for his defensive prowess and impressive playoff performances, was a key figure in the Celtics' championship run, contributing to one of the most dominant postseason performances in recent memory. Yet, despite his stellar performance, Boston's front office appears to be considering a shift in direction. The team has reportedly been gauging interest from other NBA franchises, evaluating what they could receive in return for the versatile guard. The Celtics' motivations for potentially moving Holiday are unclear, but one factor might be the team's broader strategy to balance their roster and financial commitments. With Holiday's recent contract extension securing him until the 2027-28 season for a guaranteed $100 million, Boston may see the trade market as an opportunity to address other needs, including long-term flexibility and depth in key areas. Holiday's value across the league is undeniable. A six-time all-defensive team member, the guard's ability to lock down opposing players while contributing offensively makes him one of the most sought-after trade targets. His high-level performances in the playoffs, including setting a historic precedent in the NBA Finals, only enhances appeal to potential suitors. As the trade deadline approaches, all eyes will be on the Celtics. If they decide to move Holiday, it could reshape the balance of power in the NBA, with teams vying for a player capable of impacting both ends of the floor at the highest level. The decision to part ways with one of their most decorated players will be a bold one, and it could signal a new era in Boston's quest for another title. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Boston Celtics, please subscribe to our channel and give the video a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.